So Mom and Dad started the farm back in 1979. That was the first piece of land they acquired. It's about 240 acres or so, depending on who you talk to. And then they were able to acquire adjoining land that got the farm up to about 2,300 acres. I mean, there's not a road that was on here, there's not a barn that was on here, not a fence that was on here. So it was all started from scratch pretty much, and Dad was able to sort of put the whole thing together in an ideal way. You know, I fell in love with it at an early age, and you know, always wanted to do this for a living, and it's been, you know, it's been very rewarding. APND we have a life-size bronze of him there, and he's the only horse that's not buried in the cemetery. He's actually buried right there at the base. You know, he was just one of those incredible horses. You know, when he was born, he was the highest priced yearling of the year, $2.9 million yearling. That he then went on and won $2.9 million on the racetrack, winning the Belmont and the Breeders' Cup Classic as a 3-year-old.
They're coming to the finish. It is APND in front. Pleasant Tap, one last run at him. APND wins the Breeders' Cup Classic.
So he was a phenomenal racehorse, and then he became a champion sire, and now he's a champion broodmare sire. So he just did it all, and really did put the farm on the map in a lot of ways. Oh, it was devastating when he died. It was kind of the end of an era for the farm, because he was the most visited horse on the farm. Even though he wasn't breeding anymore, he was still a crowd favorite. So yeah, a legend for sure. Yeah, Quality Road, he was owned by Ned Evans, who was a longtime client of ours, and raced you know, very successfully.
And Quality Road will prevail here. Quality Road does it emphatically.
Came back to Lane's End at the end of his career, and has been a tremendously successful stallion. He stands for a fee of $150,000 now. And we always talk about the big three: race record, conformation, and pedigree. And those are really the three things you look for in any stallion. You know, they don't always check all three boxes, and that doesn't mean they won't be successful necessarily. So conformation is very important, because we live in a commercial environment and people want to have yearlings they can sell and sell profitably. And then pedigree, you're always trying to increase your percentage chance to be successful, and pedigree is always very, very important. And you know, the racetrack is a proving ground, so having a, you know, good race record and being a Grade 1 winner is a key aspect. Well, primarily our racing takes place here in the United States. So we generally keep our top fillies every year, and occasionally a colt or two in the case of Code of Honor. Code of Honor's our home horse. He's standing his first year this year. Won the Travers, which was a big win for us. By Noble Mission, who of course ran in Europe, and he never ran on the turf. He was very successful in the dirt, but he has a turf pedigree, at least on the top side. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if he got dirt and turf horses. Union Rags was a very successful racehorse. He won the Belmont Stakes, and it's a fun horse for us because Dixieland Band, his grandsire, stood here. Dixie Union, his sire, then stood here. Now we have Union Rags, and we have a son of his named Catalina Cruiser here. So 4 generations of that sire line, which is particularly gratifying. Candy Ride here, his fascinating horse. You know, he was bred in Argentina and started racing there on the kind of fair circuit, and was so good at the fairs, they moved him up to Buenos Aires, and you know, multiple Grade 1 winner there, and he actually started his career at another farm, Hill and Dale, and moved over here and has had a very successful career. And he's been amazingly prolific with his sons. Gunrunner is a son, yes, and Twirling Candy, who we have here. He's had an amazing impact on the breed for a horse that started in relative obscurity.
And Gunrunner, a superb performance in the Classic. Gunrunner won it by about 2.5 in the end.
You know, we try to keep the stallions out as much as possible, so they'll stay out at night every night, and let them be horses as much as we possibly can. They come up in the morning and get fed, and if they're not breeding, they'll go right back out. They do not get along. That's why we have 28 paddocks out here. I don't think there's one alpha male in the group. I think they're all alpha males.